Did we not, or did we finish the second unit?
So we finished that part.
We finished which part?
Such services available to handicapped person. That was the last.
Right. So we finished the second unit then, and today then we'll start with the third unit, that is continuation of the second unit, the topics in the second unit. So second unit was about the concept of disparity, and we discussed different components on which great disparity is present. Disparity, that is the great difference that is present between different sections of the society, right? And we discussed what are those components. For example, whether the disparity is present on the basis of social stratification, या वो great difference जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन की वजह से प्रेजेंट है, वुमेन को कैसे ट्रीटमेंट उनको कैसे ट्रीटमेंट मिलती है इंडिया में, and what are the factors responsible for that. Then we also discussed violence against women, how to stop violence against women, right? And all other points. So we discussed three main points, three main components in the first part of this concept of disparity. That is, first was the social stratification, second was uh, the status of women, that is, that involved violence and gender discrimination. And thirdly, we discussed different disabled populations and how they can have different treatment, how they can have different level of opportunity, and what we can do to bring them to a level playing field. What proactive measures can be taken? So, what services we can provide as a nation, and as well as fellow citizens, what we can contribute to make sure कि उन्हें भी equal chance मिले in different social opportunities with regards to education, with regards to job opportunities, and so on. Okay, so today we are going to discuss the continued topic, that is concept of disparity part 2. Now the unit is concept of disparity part 2. Okay, and in this we will discuss 4 different types of isms, that is 4 different types of points on which this these intergroup conflicts can be present. Isms basically refer to the different ideologies or the different social phenomenon that are present. For example, the 4 components that we are mainly going to discuss in this chapter revolve around the intergroup conflicts that are present because of communal violence, that is communalism, violence based on religion, discrimination based on discrimination, yeah, conflicts based on religion. Then casteism. We have discussed caste as a social stratification system in India already, but how intergroup conflicts also occur on the basis of caste, and what are its consequences, what are its repercussions. उसके बाद हम डिस्कस करेंगे लैंग्वेज लैंग्वेज पर बेस्ड कैसे कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स हो सकते हैं, जो हमने फर्स्ट चैप्टर में भी देखा था. एंड फाइनली वी विल लुक एट रीजनलिज्म. अगेन व्हाट वी लुक्ड एट इन द फर्स्ट चैप्टर कि हम different people who live in different regions, different regional parts, how on the basis of locality there can be discrimination as well. So today we will mainly talk about the caste system again, and about the communalism aspect, and tomorrow we can continue with the remaining 3 isms, that is casteism, linguism and regionalism. All right. So I will share the attendance link with you. Uh, I see there are people who are still joining. So until then, what you can do is you can fill out the attendance form, and then in 5 minutes we can begin. I will also make announcements about your syllabus for the internal assessment. So better है कि सब join होने के बाद मैं announce करूं, so that no one misses out on the important announcement. All right. And yeah, I will share the attendance link with you. Tell me if I'm audible enough. मेरी आवाज ठीक से सुनाई दे रही है आपको?
Yes, sir.
Okay. हाँ, मैंने attendance link भेजी है chat box में. You can fill the form till then. We will wait for 4 to 5 minutes more. Okay. So regarding your exams, you will be having, you will be asked questions on the first two units. Since we have completed two units, you can prepare for those, right? And for the second unit, I haven't shared the PPT with you yet. So that I will do today. Okay. So I will share the PPT for second unit on the classroom. Please make sure you go on the classroom and check and download the PPT so that you can refer to it as well. So the syllabus is now this is the final announcement, and you must have started preparing with the first unit as well, as I had told you. First unit तो definitely होगा, right? But अभी final portion that is for the internal exam is first and second unit. Okay, so overview of Indian society was the first unit, and second unit was concept of disparity, which is part one. Part two is something which we are going to discuss today. Okay, that is unit three. So is the syllabus clear to you all? What you have to study for the exam? Are there any doubts?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Clear. Okay. Uh, Before we move on with the next topic, are there any doubts that you want to ask regarding the topics that we have discussed in first and second unit? Okay. Since no one is responding, I am assuming कि सारे concepts clear हैं. And even if you have any doubt later on, you can get back to me and ask them. So that is not an issue. You can ask me tomorrow as well. But now you can start studying basically, and now you know what the portion is. Right? I will also, if possible, put a message on the group for what the syllabus is for the internal exam. Okay, let's begin with the third unit then. Okay, can you all see the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as I said, ये जो unit है, it is a continuation of the topics, the main broad topic that we discussed in the second unit, that is concept of disparity. Okay, so on which different components again, great difference is present. And now we are not only looking at different components on which the disparity या difference discrimination present है, लेकिन हम क्या देख रहे हैं? We are also going to look at the intergroup conflicts which happen because of these differences. So, for example, caste is one of the factors which triggers these intergroup conflicts. Then communal violence, that is violence based on religion. That is one of the main causes of intergroup conflicts. And language is one of the factors which leads to intergroup conflicts, and regionalism, that is where in what areas do we live, in different areas, in different geographical locations that people live, that also triggers these intergroup conflicts. Now when we talk about intergroup conflicts, why do these conflicts occur to begin with? That also we will look at briefly. Okay, so लोगों की अलग अलग सोशल आइडेंटिटीज होती हैं, जो मैंने मेंशन किया था at some point in I guess when we were discussing the first unit, right? So ये सोशल आइडेंटिटी जो अलग अलग होती हैं लोगों की, हर एक इंसान की जो मल्टीपल सोशल आइडेंटिटीज होती हैं, वो कैसे फैक्टर इन होती है इस इन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स में, एंड हाउ दैट इन्फ्लुएंसेस दीज कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स, हाउ दैट इन्फ्लुएंसेस आवर परसेप्शंस, ये भी हम ब्रीफली देखेंगे. ठीक है, सो देन वी विल अंडरस्टैंड कि ये जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स होते हैं उसके बिहाइंड की साइकोलॉजी क्या है, क्या होता है एग्जैक्टली कि जिसकी वजह से ये कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स होते हैं, या नेचुरली हम एक हार्मोनियस एनवायरनमेंट में नहीं रह पाते इफ देयर इज सो मच ऑफ अ डाइवर्सिटी प्रेजेंट. ठीक है, तो वी वांट टू स्ट्राइव फॉर हार्मनी, राइट, बट हाउ टू डू दैट आल्सो वी विल लुक एट. So first, let's discuss the Indian caste system. Now we have discussed this topic in first unit as well as in the second unit. Okay, first unit में हमने brief introduction किया था इस topic से कि exactly caste system होती क्या है, how it is different from Varna system, and what are the different components of caste system, how the caste system is present in India, is what we had discussed in the first unit. Then in the second unit, we discussed as a social stratification system, how this caste system functions, कि जिसकी वजह से समाज का विभाजन होता है, राइट. और अगेन वी डिस्कस कि ये वर्ण सिस्टम से कैसे अलग है. ठीक है, उसके कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस क्या होते हैं. सो फ्रॉम दिस chapter's point of view, from this unit's point of view, we are going to discuss कि caste के basis पर जो discrimination होता है, how that can be a significant factor leading to intergroup conflicts. ठीक है, जैसे हमने सेकेंड यूनिट में डिस्कस किया कि कास्ट सिस्टम ये कैटेगराइजेशन सिस्टम है, स्ट्रैटिफिकेशन सिस्टम, राइट, सोशल कैटेगराइजेशन जिससे होता है. तो इसकी वजह से जो अलग अलग ग्रुप्स में कैटेगराइजेशन होता है उसमें कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स कैसे अकर हो सकते हैं, क्योंकि जब कैटेगराइजेशन होता है देन there are going to be some conflicts between groups. Okay, and how those conflicts can be resolved is also one of the things that we can focus on. ठीक है, तो we have discussed कि हमारी जो caste system है that is associated with various hereditary social classes. Heredity एक important element है caste system, right? क्योंकि hereditary occupations जो होती आ रही हैं follow in within the families, उसकी वजह से कौन सा social class है family का ये भी determine होते रहा है, right? So that is the one main component of Indian caste system, and which also differentiates itself from the Varna system, right? Then this caste system is not only present in independent India, right? High amount of discrimination was present even in the pre-independence period. And that is why certain legislation was required, certain proactive measures were required on the part of constitution makers to make sure कि ये जो discrimination है वो रुक जाए, ये जो unfair treatment है for some groups who have been neglected for so long, how they can be given the opportunity to bring themselves to the level playing field. And that is why the social evils such as untouchability, which was abolished by the Article 70, right? Similarly, other legislations were made regarding casteism, कि caste based violence ना हो, उस पर based discrimination ना हो. So उनमें ही एक Untouchability Offences Act था of 1955 कि ये जो concept of untouchability है वो दूर कर दिया गया हमारे समाज से, right, which is a social evil. और अगर कोई भी इसमें indulge करता है then it is a punishable offense, it is a criminal offense. This act was later renamed as Protection of Civil Rights Act in 1976. Okay, but still, despite this act being present, there are several atrocities that happen in different parts. So, ये जो legislations है, इनका proper implementation, execution होना भी उतना ही important है. Not just having them in place, but executing them wherever required. और ये legislations करवाने में या ये developments करवाने में, provisions करवाने में कि ये caste based violence ना हो, discrimination ना हो. There are many freedom fighters, there are many of our leaders like Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar who fought for the same, and because of their efforts we could reach till at least some point कि जब हम ये caste based discrimination को दूर कर सकें ऑफिशियली. तो ये है इंडियन कास्ट सिस्टम. इसमें इनइक्वालिटीज, अलग अलग तरह की इनइक्वालिटीज प्रेजेंट, राइट, बिकॉज ये सोशल स्ट्रैटिफिकेशन सिस्टम. क्या क्या इनइक्वालिटीज प्रेजेंट है? देयर इज बेसिक इनइक्वालिटी एंड सोशल एक्सक्लूजन कि लोअर कास्ट को एक्सेस नहीं रहा बहुत सालों तक ऑफ social places, even participation in societal activities, then discrimination in the work opportunities, even in political participation, right? Their access to public places like schools, temples, right? All this, in all these aspects, lower castes were neglected and they were socially excluded basically. And not just Dalits which are scheduled castes, but also scheduled tribes as well. And because they were not given these different opportunities, economic inequalities were also economic inequality basically was also present. Many people still live belonging to lower caste below poverty line. और इसका मेन रीजन यही है कि बिकॉज ये सोशल एक्सक्लूजन प्रेजेंट रहा है फॉर सो लॉन्ग, द लोअर कास्ट people, they have been employed mostly in the unorganized sector. Okay, in अलग-अलग एरियाज में, विलेजेस में, कि जहां पे वेजेस बहुत कम है, ठीक है, जहां पे इनकम बहुत कम है और उसकी वजह से उन्हें बाकी जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं मिलने की वजह से ये इकोनॉमिक इनइक्वालिटी प्रेजेंट है. फिर आता है लोअर स्टेटस ऑफ वुमेन. Now inequality is not only present between these castes, but also there is gender discrimination that is present along with the caste discrimination. So even in upper caste, since because of the strong patriarchal society that we have been. उसकी वजह से अपर कास्ट में भी the importance was given to men. So similarly, throughout the caste system, there are several restrictions, impositions on women and lower social participation of women, right? In even in religious rituals, even in political participation, social activities, and so on. So that is another inequality that is present with the caste system. Then, as I discussed, as I said, there is mostly the employment is in unorganized sector and private sector, which offers better opportunities. There are less opportunities present for lower caste, have been present for lower caste for so long in private sector. And normally employers, they don't make sure कि हर एक सोशल स्ट्राटा में से representatively employment हो रही है, and that is why some efforts need to be taken कि private sector में भी उनके लिए equal जगह कैसे बनाई जाए, correct? जैसे government sector में specific provision, specific reservations होती है, right? So that intentional exclusion has also happened कि जिसकी वजह से lower caste को, scheduled caste को intentionally ये opportunities नहीं मिली. Then lower status and unjust treatment. Why there is lower status present? Because of these hereditary occupations. और इन occupations के साथ कुछ social status associate किया गया है सालों से. For example, कोई धोबी हो या मोची हो, तो उनकी समाज में पोजीशन लोअर मानी जाती है, मानी गई है कई सालों से, right? They are not respected enough for the efforts that they take, for the jobs that they do, similar to other kinds of jobs, right? And that is why this lower status is associated with different hereditary occupations, and then unjust treatments happen. Then lower literacy rate among caste, among scheduled caste, जहाँ पे underdeveloped states हैं, जैसे यूपी, बिहार, मध्य प्रदेश, राजस्थान, यहाँ पे ये disparity बहुत ज्यादा present है कि scheduled caste में lower literacy rate और भी कम है. And this happens because of the forced child labor. कि parents अपने साथ उनके बच्चों को लेके जाते हैं for laboring jobs. Exploitation by the rich landlords and so on. All these result in overall literacy to remain lower. Then caste as barrier to social progress. Social progress के लिए caste के साथ साथ जो elements आते हैं वो कैसे barrier बनते हैं कि for example कुछ caste के साथ ये जो पुश्तैनी occupations हैं, कुछ traditions हैं, वो follow करने में इतना emphasis दिया जाता है कि बदलते time के साथ with changing times they are not accepting the new methods, better methods. They are only using old age tools and modern techniques, machinery, ये सब neglect की जा रही है, जिसकी वजह से जहाँ पे social progress possible है वहाँ भी नहीं हो रही. And finally, overpopulation is one of the main factors कि जिसकी वजह से सारे परिवार में सारे लोगों की education नहीं हो पाती. उसकी वजह से एजुकेशन ना होने की वजह से आगे की सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज कम होती है, जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज या सोशल पार्टिसिपेशन में अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलना एंड सो ऑन. Now, what are the measures to combat caste inequality? There are two important measures. One is कि जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इंडिया में हमारे फंडामेंटल राइट्स दिए गए, ठीक है. सो वॉट एवर हैज बिन मेंशन्ड इन आवर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, ये जो राइट्स हैं दैट विल मेक श्योर कि कास्ट बेस्ड वायलेंस या इनइक्वालिटी प्रेजेंट ना हो. जैसे फंडामेंटल राइट्स में अबॉलिशन ऑफ अनटचेबिलिटी एक राइट, राइट टू इक्वालिटी एक राइट. इन बेसिक राइट्स की वजह से वी मेक श्योर कि कोई भी डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, कास्ट बेस्ड डिस्क्रिमिनेशन ना किया जाए. फंडामेंटल राइट्स जस्टिसिएबल होते हैं. मतलब क्या कि दे कैन बी बैक्ड बाय द कोर्ट्स. अगर किसी के फंडामेंटल राइट्स वायलेट होते हैं तो दे कैन अप्रोच द कोर्ट्स एंड द कोर्ट्स विल सी टू इट कि आपके फंडामेंटल राइट्स जल्द से जल्द रिस्टोर किए जाए. मतलब क्या है कि अगर किसी ने आपके साथ आपके फंडामेंटल राइट्स को वायलेट किया है, डिस्क्रिमिनेट किया है, तो आपको जल्द से जल्द जस्टिस मिलना चाहिए. सो दिस इज हाउ दे आर जस्टिसिएबल.
Sir,
Fundamental, yes,
can you give one example of fundamental right?
yes. So जैसे राइट टू इक्वालिटी एक राइट है, इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी एक दूसरा राइट है. राइट टू इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी कि हर एक समाज के हर एक एरिया में, चाहे वो जॉब्स हो या एजुकेशन हो, वहां पे आपको रिगार्डलेस ऑफ योर एनी सोशल वेरिएबल, कास्ट, जेंडर एक्सेट्रा, आपके साथ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं की जा सकती. कि आपको एक जॉब में एंट्री ना दी गई क्योंकि यू बिलोंग टू सर्टन सोशल कैटेगरी. तो अगर ऐसा कहीं होता है तो देन यू कैन अपील इन कोर्ट्स, दैट इज इन हाई कोर्ट और सुप्रीम कोर्ट. और फिर कोर्ट दे विल basically pass their judgment on the punishment that is suitable for the organization. कि अगर किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने आपको आपके एप्लीकेशन को ठुकरा दिया on the basis of just because you belong to certain social category. Okay, so ये अलग अलग फंडामेंटल राइट्स होते हैं. जैसे राइट टू प्रैक्टिस एनी रिलीजन ऑफ योर चॉइस is one fundamental right. Okay, then there are cultural and educational rights. So what are these different rights? We will look at them in the next chapter on the Constitution of India. Okay, but आपको बेसिक आइडिया समझ आई है कि फंडामेंटल राइट्स क्या होते हैं और कैसे वो जस्टिसिएबल है?
Yes, sir.
Yes. सो जैसे फंडामेंटल राइट्स के लिए हम अपील कर सकते हैं कोर्ट्स में और वो सेफगार्ड किए जा सकते हैं, वैसे फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज नहीं. फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज क्या होती हैं? दीज आर बेसिकली आर ड्यूटीज एज इंडियन सिटीजन्स. जैसे हमारे राइट्स हैं, हमारे कुछ हक हैं, वैसे ही हमारे कुछ कर्तव्य भी हैं एज इंडियन सिटीजन. और उनमें क्या क्या लिखा गया है कि we should respect our national anthem, our country's flag, right? Then similarly, we shouldn't discriminate on the basis of any social variable. We shouldn't discriminate against anyone, right? There should be no discrimination on our part. Are some of the fundamental duties. So ये justifiable नहीं है, फिर भी it is our responsibility to make sure कि हम वो follow करते हैं. Then there are directive principles of state policy कि जिसमें बेसिकली गवर्नमेंट्स ने कैसे फंक्शन करना है, कैसे दे कैन मेक श्योर कि ये जो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन ना हो, उसके लिए कुछ डायरेक्शंस दिए गए हुए. So those can be followed as well. Then and these directive principles of state policy, why they were included in our constitution? The main reason is because कि our constitution makers, they realized कि we were a young independent nation, right? When we got our independence, तभी we were quite inexperienced in administration and how to run a democracy. We were a young democracy back then. So तभी के जो administrators होंगे, जो कोई भी गवर्नमेंट होगी, उन लीडर्स को कैसे पता चलेगा, कैसे कौन से गाइडलाइंस रहेंगी कि जिसके बेसिस पर वो ये एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन संभाल पाएंगे. एंड just so that they don't get confused, yeah, they don't have enough directions to fall back upon, कि जो वो follow कर पाए, and they can make sure कि ये जो सारी चीजें हैं वो उनके एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में उस पर ध्यान दिया जा रहा है. उसके लिए डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ स्टेट पॉलिसी हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में प्रेजेंट है. इसके अलावा दूसरा मेजर क्या हो सकता है टू कॉम्बैट कास्ट इनइक्वालिटी आर द पब्लिक पॉलिसीज व्हिच हैव बीन मेड. So for example, those which relate to non-discrimination, affirmative action, proactive measures क्या लिए जा सकते हैं गवर्नमेंट से कि जिसकी वजह से डिस्क्रिमिनेशन कम हो जाए, और अगर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन होता है तो प्रोटेक्शन एंड प्रमोशन ऑफ safeguarding those rights, how that can happen. So protective element such as ending forced labor या promotional element जैसे हाउसिंग में या टैक्सेशन पॉलिसीज में कुछ स्पेशल प्रोविजंस देना एंड सो ऑन. So this is it about the caste inequality that is present. Now let's discuss the first type of intergroup conflicts, that is communalism. Communalism is a political it is a belief, an ideology, or basically a social, political, or a religious group that follows that ideology, and which ideology basically focuses on that one group is superior to other on the basis of their religion. So Prabha Dikshit, she has defined communalism as a political doctrine which makes use of religious and cultural differences to achieve political ends. So according to her, communalism is very much associated with the political manipulation by the political leaders. और एक definition क्या है कि loyalty to one's own ethnic group rather than to society as a whole. कि अपने own ethnic group, अपने own religious group को group के priorities को ज़्यादा importance देना rather than that of the whole nation. Okay, so there has been a lot of history of communalism in India, mainly the Hindu-Muslim conflicts, and that have sparked a lot with the partition that happened with the end of the British rule. Right? There have been also various instances such as Godhra riots and demolition of Babri Masjid and so on. So, ये सब communal violences क्यों होते हैं? What are the factors associated with this communalism. There is growth of communal organizations, right, which instigate this communal violence, जो ये फैलाते हैं communal violence. Political parties जो ये communal violence को support करती हैं, उस पर based politics चलती है. Then absence of uniform civil code, कि basically if there is not uniform provisions present for each of the social groups, then that results in perceptions about discrimination, और फिर उससे communal violence बढ़ता है. Inflammatory speeches by leaders, then local problems which result in clashes between two different communities. Certain issues might be petty for one group of people, but which can be of high importance for another group of people, and that is why it leads to that discrepancy leads to communal violence. Where failure of law and order to make sure कि जब भी communal violence होता है, तो it is basically punished rightly. Yatras by political leaders, whatever different ways in which political leaders use these communal factors, religion-based discrimination, to make sure कि उन्हें ज़्यादा उसके आधार पर votes मिले. Religious conversions which have happened since many years, उसकी वजह से communal violence बढ़ता है. Then there is role of foreign forces as well, कि बाहर के जो लोग हैं, they are instigating that violence, they are वो ये जो violence है वो फैला रही है in society, and that is why communal violence is increasing. And finally, political extremities, जो fundamentalists होते हैं, that basically propagate these different ideas, और जो ये ideas को spread करते रहते हैं, that also leads to communal violence. कि extreme ideas फैलाना या उसके आधार पर politics करना, that is one of the main causes. What are the consequences of this then? Lawlessness and disorder in society, looting and arson by anti-social elements. फिर women के against जो violence होता है, based on which is born out of these communal conflicts. Disruption of economic activities, क्योंकि जब riots होते हैं, जब ये different conflicts होते हैं society में, तब बहुत time offices बंद हो जाती हैं. That affects the other social factors as well. Occupations of people, factories and offices getting closed, and so on. Then a negative image of the society is portrayed, जिसकी वजह से other communities, other nations, they don't want to get involved financially या in any other way with our nation. Investment कम हो जाती है उनकी. It is also a boost to underworld and anti-social elements, क्योंकि अगर ये communal violence होता रहा तो it encourages these anti-social elements. Certain communities are also victimized based on this communal violence. So that is another consequence. What are the measures we can take to make sure कि communalism कम हो जाए and ये the violence या conflicts based on religions कम हो जाए? ठीक है, तो जैसे हमने कॉजेज में देखा कि क्या कॉजेज हैं, वो कॉजेज हम ठीक करने की कोशिश कर सकते हैं। वन ऑफ देम इज लॉ एंड ऑर्डर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, कि लॉ एंड ऑर्डर अथॉरिटीज, if they follow their responsibilities properly, and the entities which spread this violence, they are punished properly, then the communalism will not be encouraged. Similarly, if we identify communal elements और वो कैसे कम किए जा सकते हैं, उस पर हम फोकस करें, तो communalism कम हो सकता है. Education will help a lot, right? Role of media in spreading social awareness in people will also help a lot. Public awareness campaigns, जैसे कुछ नॉन गवर्नमेंटल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस या खुद गवर्नमेंट कर सकती है टू प्रमोट कम्युनल हार्मनी. देयर इज अ रोल ऑफ रिलीजियस लीडर्स एज वेल, कि उन्होंने खुद ने ये कम्युनल हार्मनी अगर स्प्रेड करने की कोशिश की, सो देयर फॉलोअर्स विल आल्सो रियलाइज कि ये जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स हैं ये और प्रमोट ना किए जाए. देन नॉट प्रमोटिंग communal political parties, those extremities, fundamentalist politicians who spread this negativity या communal conflicts in India. Punishment of government employees as well who indulge in this communal violence, जो ये violence फैलाते हैं, they play politics on the basis of communalism. Peace committees can be established, right? Such as one of the examples is one which was established in Bhiwandi to diffuse communal riots. Okay, so such peace committees can be established to understand कि दोनों sides के concern क्या है, and if you understand both the concerns, then what is the solution that we can adopt to make sure कि both these concerns are met, या दोनों groups, दोनों साइड से कुछ compromise possible है, so how we can do that. And finally special courts, कि जहाँ पे ये concerns जल्दी address हो, speedy disposal हो in cases का, to make sure कि we make sure that we bring peace back again quickly, and that can happen with these special courts which deal with the cases of communal violence. Okay, so this is it for today. This is it about communalism. Regarding casteism, linguism, and regionalism, what are their factors and how it is present in India, that we will discuss in the next lectures. So if you have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, we can stop for today, and I will see you all tomorrow in the next lecture. Yes, anyone? Any doubts?
Sir,
Yes.
so you used one word, arson. What is mean by that?
Okay. Basically, we discussed it in consequences, right?
Yes, sir.
Of communalism. हाँ. So ये जो गुंडागर्दी करना या basically with different weapons जो violence होता है, loot and arson, that is what the loot and arson is about.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I think someone else was asking another question.
यस सर, एग्जाम में क्या क्या आएगा?
एग्जाम में first 2 units आएंगे.
फर्स्ट टू इंग्लिश हमारे पास बुक नहीं है सर, आपके पास पीडीएफ है क्या कुछ आपका?
मैंने आपको कहा था कि आपको बुक नहीं मिली है कहाँ पे?
नहीं,
ओके,
फाउंडेशन को कॉमर्स वाला ही बुक दे रहा है।
नहीं सभी सेम है बुक। बीए के
है
लिए,
सर?
बीएससी के लिए, बीकॉम के लिए सेम बुक।
अच्छा, हाँ ठीक, ओके सर।
ओके, it would be better if you get that book because it will be easier for you to prepare. Otherwise आप कहाँ से references ये करो? Okay, so I hope the arson point is clear. It is related to basically setting fire to properties या जो with different weapons you create, you spread that violence. That is the point. I don't have the PDF with me of the book, so what I will try to do is आपके जो PPT है उसको आप refer कर सकते हो, लेकिन that will not be definitely not be enough for you to prepare. So try to find the book. If you still don't find it, then we will see some solution. We can try to find some solution. Okay, but try to find the book. Okay, if it is not possible, then we can try to find the solution. Again, I have told you since मैंने बहुत पहले बताया है बुक के बारे में, so now this shouldn't be a concern at this very stage. You should have asked me before, right? I have also mentioned कि book is going to, whatever you refer from the book is going to be important for the exam. Attendance link मैंने भेजी है chat में at the beginning of the lecture, Pratima. Here, I'm sending it again.
सर वापस एक बार
क्या? Attendance link? Yes, I've sent it. But you should make sure to join the lecture on time. Okay, so if there are no more doubts, then we can stop for today. And I will see you all tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.